Today we're going to talk about Leo. Leo, the sign Leo, it's the fifth sign of the zodiac. It is a fire sign. As you can see here, it's drawn in red, just like this one and this one. This one is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, three fire sign. Three fire signs, that means that anything happening in one of those fire signs affect the other fire signs, both the other fire signs. And what is going to happen in 2019? Well, something important. Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet of all the planets around the solar system. It's 1,300 times the size of the Earth, so it's quite considerable. And for that reason, it has a very, very high energy potential. And Jupiter is going to transit into Sagittarius for most of the year. Actually, it will last, the transit will last until the 3rd of December 2019, and it will begin on the 8th of November 2018, so it's almost 13 months of transit in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius being a fire sign, anything that happens in Sagittarius has a beneficial effect on the people born under the sign Leo. Because if you were born under that sign Leo, it means that you have the sun somewhere in Leo. And because of that, of course, that sun being in its sign of rulership, as we say in astrology, the sun is very strong in Leo, and Jupiter is very strong in Sagittarius. Therefore, the energy of Sagittarius, which is the energy of evolution, progress, success, will have a beneficial effect in the lives of people born under that sign Leo. So if you were born under that sign, and I suppose that if you're watching this video, it's because you were born under that sign, or you know someone who was born under that sign, now you will benefit from that energy for sure in 2019. And from the 8th of November 2018, you may organize something that will greatly enhance your ability to succeed. So it means that opportunities will help you get around and get better to reach probably a goal, if you have a specified goal or something that you want to really attain. This year, 2019, could be maybe not your year, because there are other signs that are also nicely affected by different transits around the zodiac, but at least it will be a very important year as far as success is concerned, achievement, progress. This is especially important, of course, if you were born, for example, under that sign Leo with Sagittarius ascendant or rising sign, or if you were born under the sign Sagittarius with a Leo rising or a Leo ascendant. I will do a video, we'll make a video about the influence of Jupiter in Sagittarius for Sagittarian people, of course. Now, Jupiter is not going to act on its own. There are other planets around the zodiac. And one of them is Neptune. Neptune is here. Now, Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012, early February, 5th of February 2012. The transit is going to last until 2026, so it's a fairly long transit, and it's 14 years. And during that time, Neptune is creating what we call an inconjunct with that sign Leo, with your sign. And the inconjunct is not a very easy aspect to deal with. It represents the ability to do things, but perhaps not the energy to achieve what you want to do. Neptune represents imagination. It also represents intuition. It represents anything that is not tangible, that is not material. And so, because you cannot touch and feel what Neptune represents, it's all around, like, but you perceive things, you perceive what should be done, what should be said, perhaps as well, but somehow you don't find the words, or you don't find the means of doing what you feel what should be done, that should be done. So Neptune, because of that, may be holding you up. So you may be feeling that you're not getting everything that you should be able to get if you could put into action what you feel inside. So what you feel inside is important, of course, but intuition is important as well. But if it's not backed up by concrete and objective action, intuition is not really useful, is it? So that feeling may also have a tendency to lower your self-confidence, because you're not sure of anything, and you're not sure of where you're going, what you're going to do. It's not that you can't do anything, of course, you can, but for what you feel that is the most important to you, you can't really put your finger on it. You know that there is something somewhere out there, but you don't exactly know where, and therefore you don't exactly know how to get there. So Neptune is a cloud, like, you know, and your life since 2012 has been at times very interesting, of course, and very promising, and you must probably have achieved quite a lot, but yet there is something missing. You don't exactly know what it is, but there is something missing. So Jupiter may have an influence on that of Neptune, but perhaps not exactly the best influences we're going to find out in a moment. So between Neptune and Jupiter, because this is a fire sign and this is a water sign, but as we know, it's not very easy to mix water and fire. You don't really get a very easy mix. So not like, for example, if you want to mix earth and water, they mix quite well, spontaneously, but not fire and water. That's why we say that between those two signs, there is a square aspect, which is a dissonant aspect. We trace it with red. Jupiter enhances And because there is what we call a difficult aspect between Jupiter and Neptune, or there will be throughout the year, until Jupiter changes sign and gets into Capricorn on the 3rd of December next year, 2019. Well, Jupiter is going to enhance the tendency that we all have to believe. Well, it's good to believe. We all have a need to believe in whatever we want to believe in. But to a certain extent, if belief is not, once again, backed up by reality, it can be okay to support moral energy and motivation, but maybe not enough to really get concrete result from what we believe in. And Jupiter is going to enhance as well our intuition. And intuition is okay too, but not very useful if it's not backed up by something more concrete. So you have an intuition and you feel that something is wrong, for example. You shake someone's hand for the first time in your life because you meet that person for the first time in your life and you have that funny feeling. It's an intuition. It's not so good, but you have an interest in that relationship because that person is going to bring you work or whatever. So your intuition will go back into the locker. But maybe a few months, weeks, or years later, you may find out that you should have listened to your intuition and followed your intuition. And when you shoot that hand, you should have said to that guy, well, thank you very much and see you again sometime. But you didn't, right? So that's what may happen as well this year. So be aware of that, because in one direction, or the fact that Jupiter is in Sagittarius will definitely make you more opportunistic and will most probably help you get satisfaction and success. But at the same time, success represented by the transit of Jupiter may not last very long, because Jupiter is only going to transit into Sagittarius for 1 year, 13 months. So it's almost 1 year. Anyway, what you get or what you achieve during that period of time may have long-lasting repercussions, yes. But if what you get and the success or the achievement that you reach during that year is linked to that weird intuition that you may have, that, well, it looks very good, but at the same time it doesn't feel so good at all, then be aware that perhaps when Jupiter reaches the position of Neptune, which is not going to be right now, of course, 1 year transit into Sagittarius, 1 year here, so that's the end of 2020, 2021, 2022, Jupiter will transit in Pisces. And that's perhaps when you will find out or realize that you should have listened to your intuition more. So this year, make sure that you don't engage, that you don't engage officially into anything that smells a bit fishy. That's it. Otherwise, you will have to pay for it sooner or later. Perhaps when Jupiter reaches the position of Neptune in 2022, but perhaps before that, of course. So, my advice is to be careful, be cautious. Use your intuition in close relationship with your brains, with your mind, with your intelligence, and that will help you tell and think instead of feel. If you think, then it's different than when you feel, because when you feel, you're not necessarily able to explain with words what you feel. Once you can make your intuition or get your intuition to work together with your brains, with your intellect or intelligence, then you can put words on what you feel, what you get as far as that intuition is concerned. Now, other transits, of course, are going to occur around the zodiac this year. And we have Saturn here and Pluto here as well. Here is Capricorn. And just like we've seen about Pisces, Capricorn is an inconjunct aspect with, is forming an inconjunct aspect with Leo, an ambiguous aspect. Saturn and Pluto. Pluto represents what we need to abandon, what we have to accept as far as a loss is concerned. It can be the loss of someone or something, whatever. Saturn will reach the position of Pluto just almost on the end of April. And then both planets are going to retrograde. And that retrogradation is going to last for a few months, during which the planets will go far from one another. So Saturn and Pluto represents the necessity, represented by Saturn, to accept. Now, what do you have to accept that has happened in the past? Because Pluto is in Capricorn since 2008, 2009. So what have you lost since then? Not in 2000, 2008, not necessarily in 2009. But since then, what have you lost? Or what do you expect to lose in a very close future? It's a question that you ask, you have to answer it. I can't do it for you. So you know your life and you know what you've lost. Now, Saturn has begun its transit in Capricorn on the 21st of December 2017. So it's been in that sign for over a year now, or at least it will be in that sign for over a year in 2019. We are not yet in 2019. Today is the 22nd of October 2018, right? So Saturn is slowly reaching to the position of Pluto. And when it does, time will be ripe to accept the loss, whatever it is. And to accept as well, to abandon and to leave behind what has to be left behind. What or who has to be left behind. And then go forward, move forward. But that's not going to be easy because of that inconjunct. And the inconjunct is an aspect that represents the tendency to say, yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, I know what to do. I know how or why I should do it. But I'm not sure if I can. And if you're not sure if you can, you're not going to do it. So if you don't do it, well, you don't do it. But that's going to have an influence, an impact on the ability to succeed, represented by Jupiter, that I talked about earlier. Now, Jupiter wants to do you good in 2019. But Neptune is not so friendly, and Saturn and Pluto neither. So what are you going to do? Are you going to accept the loss that you've had, whatever it may be, in order to be able to turn a page and start a new one? Start to write a new page of your life, a new chapter of your life, so that you move forward. And then Jupiter will help you move forward. But if you stay, if you are more or less blocked by the past and sad memories or bitterness, whatever it is, and perhaps you feel that life has been unjust to you because you've been working hard and trying hard to succeed and never been able to. Now suddenly Jupiter enters a sign in which it is in very good connection with yours, so it is there to help you move forward and upwards. But Saturn is dragging you down. And if it does drag you down so much, it's because you don't accept the loss that you've had to or were a victim of in the past. Maybe a few years ago, maybe a few months, maybe it's a loss that is coming up as well, because Pluto is going to remain in Capricorn until 2024. So it's not yet the end of what has to be questioned and maybe changed, transformed, transmuted rather. What else? Well, Uranus. That planet takes 84 years to go around the zodiac. Uranus has entered into Taurus on the 15th of May last year, or this year actually, 2018. Last year, if you were watching this video in 2019, of course. So it's going to, it is retrograding at the moment. And on the 8th of November, same day as when Jupiter enters into Sagittarius, on the 8th of November, Uranus retrogrades into Aries, where it will stay until the 6th of March. Now, during that time, 4 months, because Aries is a fire sign, it is in good communication with yours. And Uranus represents what you're able to change and to adapt to if changes occur that are not from your own will. Or from your own doing. The fact is that Uranus will make it even more efficient, will make you even more efficient to apply the energy or to benefit from the energy of Jupiter, because there will be what we call a trine between Uranus and your sign, and a trine between Uranus and Sagittarius, so with Jupiter. And that will create a great fire triangle, which is an action triangle. So if you want to act and if you want to benefit from some very nice opportunities to move forward and to progress and to succeed, perhaps, it will most probably be between the 8th of November and the 6th of March, during that time when Uranus is in Aries again for a few months. 4 months. 4 months during which you will most probably be able to act in a much more spontaneous and efficient manner, right? especially actually from the day when Uranus will start its direct movement again, which will be on the 7th of January. So between the 7th of January and the 6th of March, Uranus will be again on your side. Take note of that, because afterwards, when it transits into Taurus, it's not going to be so easy, because Taurus is not a sign that is in accordance with, in harmonious relationship with Leo. We have here an earth sign and here a fire sign. And as you know, most certainly, it's difficult to mix fire and earth together. So when Uranus transits into Taurus, it will be there for about 7 years. And for about 7 years, unpredictable events may occur in your life in a very special and original and in a manner that you cannot really think of right now in a concrete manner. So Uranus will represent what will be felt as a challenge, and a challenge will probably emerge from relationships, because actually Uranus represents the sign that is opposite to yours, Aquarius. And because it is opposite to yours, it's what we call the 7th solar house, or the 7th solar sign from your sign, which is the first one, second one, third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th sign. Here, 7th house of relationship. Uranus here will come up to the top of your chart, which is the midheaven, or the midheaven according to the sun. So it's the solar midheaven, if you prefer. And that position here is very, very, very strong. It's the midday position, which means that relationships are going to make your life quite uneasy at times, especially if you go too fast, if you move too fast, if you engage too fast, too quick, without thinking enough about the consequences of a relationship. And if you are engaged in a relationship for quite a while now, married for many years, for example, you may find that it's more difficult to deal with your partner for that period of time, which is fairly long. And you'll also find that your partner may have some surprises for you, which you may not really appreciate as much as you may want to appreciate surprises that life makes at times. So I'll talk about that again, but I would say that while Saturn is in Capricorn, even though Uranus will be in Taurus and in what we call difficult aspect with the Sun in your chart, it will be creating a trine aspect, even though it may not be a trine as such, because if you count the number of degrees, you'll have much less than 120 degrees. But Capricorn and Taurus are two earth signs, so as such they are complementary. And because of that, Saturn and Pluto will keep on having a good influence on Uranus to make it not as a source of ups and downs as much as if those two planets weren't in Capricorn but somewhere else, perhaps in Aquarius. That would be, if they were in Aquarius, that would be much more detrimental to you. So Saturn is going to support the energy of Uranus to make it not so strong. So what I said earlier about your relationship and the difficulties or the surprises that you may get in various relationships could be a personal relationship or a professional relationship, or any other kind of relationship may actually be filled with special surprises. Saturn will help Uranus not be too strong. But still, because of that inconjunct and because of that square, you will have to be very vigilant in order to avoid various problems that may arise from being overconfident or too eager to get into a relationship for any reason at all. Be careful. Be also careful when Mars transits into your sign, Leo. And if we have a look here, it will be between the 1st of July and the 19th of August, 2019, of course. Mars, when it is here, will also be in trine with Jupiter, which will give you a lot of incentive and positive energy to move forward and to act, to do things. It will also make you more vulnerable to the influence of Uranus. So that also may be a time during which you will move forward too fast into a relationship, for example, or a partnership, whatever. Think it thoroughly before you engage officially in any kind of relationship in 2019. Then Venus. Venus will bring you a bit of joy and satisfaction and an extra luck factor when it transits into your sign, which will be between the 29th of July and the 22nd of August. Venus, planet of love, the planet of love and luck and good things of life. So that would be a time during which good things may happen to you. And because Jupiter will be in Sagittarius, of course, during that time, both planets will have a beneficial influence on you. And that's a time when what you've done before to reach a top or to succeed in anything that you venture into, that's the time when perhaps you will actually get what you were aiming at, success. And I hope that you can handle that energy of Jupiter, make the best out of it, and also handle the energy of Saturn and Pluto and that of Neptune in order to remain as objective, realistic as possible, because that's what is going to help you reach your goals and get long-lasting repercussions from what you will succeed in 2019. I wish it very nice for you that year, 2019. And if you need more information according to your own birth chart, because all I said now is only aimed at your sign. I don't know where the moon is in your chart, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and so on are in your chart. What is your ascendant or rising sign? I don't know where your houses are. I don't know. So if I knew that, I could give you a lot more information about what may happen to you in 2019, and that will perhaps help you get the best out of everything that you want and that you have. That's it for now. I finished this video. The next one will deal with Virgo, and I will probably do it tomorrow or the day after when I have a bit of time. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you soon. Bye for now.